Okay. Okay, I think I'm live now. If everyone can let me know. I push go live, but then you have to add yourself to it. So I think I did it right. We'll give a few minutes because it's just 11 here now, according to my computer. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful day here in Michigan. We've had a nice, unusually warm spell for April. My husband hasn't been happy about it. It's been too quick from cold to warm. Good morning, Mama B. Good morning, Michelle. Okay. We have 6 people, it says. Does everyone have their coffee or tea? I have a cup my daughter got me when she went to New Orleans. It's coming off, though. I was disappointed. She went to Cafe Du Monde, and she got beignets and coffee and brought me some coffee in this mug. Oh, thank you, Mama B. It was so windy and that it was hard to hear me, I think. So I need to figure out that for future outdoor ones. So I have actual coffee today with Italian sweet creamer in it. So, but I've mentioned before the tea and spice shop that's here locally, that she has an online business. I ordered some teas, and so next week or 2 weeks, usually I probably do these. One of the teas I ordered was lemon basil lemonade tea. Doesn't that sound so good? And I also ordered mint to be. But does everyone have a busy day? I want to get back out and work in the yard some because it's supposed to rain tomorrow and then get cold again. Michelle sent me some California poppy seeds, and I'm trying to figure out where to put them. We have a rose bush out front with a big rock, and there was another rose bush that died and had to be pulled out. So I'm wondering if they would go there, that it's right in the sun. So I thought that would be fun. Good morning, Susan. I got my notebook out to write down prayer requests too. I was inspired to do this by a sermon that was given a few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago at church. And it was, about like how bad stuff happened to Jesus. It happens to us too. That's part of. And so I was rewatching that sermon this morning because it really just spoke to me. It was a good sermon. And it reminded me that we all need to be there for each other and help everyone. So that's why I started doing this live. I know the last time I did this 2 weeks ago, I'd asked for prayer for my daughter, Natasha. She was supposed to have her scan, and she postponed it until the first week in May because she works in the tax, she works for a CPA firm. She's a customer service accountant, and she had a huge project before tax season. So she said, I should know better than to schedule these appointments during tax time. I said, yeah, you should. So tax season ended for her yesterday. She got all her stuff done, and today she's going to Mexico for a week. Michelle, your garden looks like a jungle. I want to see what a pomegranate plant looks like, because I know what a pomegranate looks like. My mom used to buy them for me, and I always bought them for my kids, but I don't know what they look like as the tree or the plant? Is it a bush or a tree? Mama Bee, it is hard work working in a garden. It does take a toll on your back and everything. I know when I did the grapevines that night, my back was sore. Next day it was okay. So it was just, I was using muscles I haven't been using this winter, which isn't a bad thing. Does everyone have sunshine where you're at today? I don't know how to share this out on Facebook so that they know we're live, or is it just automatic? So my prayer request today is same as last time, actually, just to pray for Natasha for that first week in May, that everything goes well with her scans and there's no new cancer and nothing is spread and everything is just the same. That would be great, Michelle. 15 feet tall? That's a big tree. I'm assuming that. I wasn't sure if it's like, like a peach tree, an apple tree, a pear tree, if it's that sort of a plant. Because pomegranates don't grow in Michigan, as far as I know. What is everyone's favorite thing to plant to harvest from your garden? I love tomatoes. I just love when tomato plants start producing, and I love all the different varieties, and I just love tomatoes. Oh, Susan, it's overcast and supposed to rain tonight. Yeah, I think our rain is going to be coming soon. Yep, Sunday we have a 70% chance of rain, and Monday is 50. So any other prayer request? Yeah, Susan, I think even when I don't have a garden, I'll still have a few tomato plants because there's nothing like a fresh tomato, is there? I mean, just they taste so good. Another plant I love, I like eggplant, but the first time I planted them, it was years ago, I didn't realize how pretty the flowers were on an eggplant plant, so I love those because they're like these really pretty little flowers, purple flowers. And I just enjoy. I don't have one of those beautiful gardens like some people have where everything is, perfect rows and not a weed, but I still really enjoy it and I love harvesting it. I try to always plant some marigolds around mine. My mom told me that keeps away some of the bugs. Here's a prayer request from Michelle. Definitely be praying for that, Michelle, that everything keeps progressing as well as it has, and you don't have many side effects, and you can be healthy and active. That's the. Oh, I didn't know that, Michelle. Okra have gorgeous flowers. We have a neighbor like a mile and a half down, and Happy Farmer Produce. He started it 2 years ago, but he has a huge garden. It's bigger this year in greenhouses, and he does produce. And you can get like a weekly produce basket. It was $15 last year, and we would get it free every year because my husband traps for him. But last time he had okra, and he gave me okra, and I didn't know, I'm a Michigander. We didn't know what to do. I like okra. So I pickled some and it was really good. Here's another prayer request from Mama B. Oh, that sounds awful, uncomfortable. Definitely be praying. Good morning, Mary Catherine. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, Jamie. You're on your break. Thank you for joining us during your break. And if there's any other prayer request and yeah, whenever you go for any testing like that, it causes some anxiety, doesn't it, Michelle? Just even if you feel well, there's still anxiety that something else is going on. So Natasha and I, there's always, they call it scanxiety. And we always try to have something fun when we have to go to Ann Arbor. Good morning, Annie. Well, it's good evening for Annie, but it's good morning here. I'm so glad you could join us, Annie. And Claudia, welcome from Southwest Tennessee. Is it sunshine there, Claudia? And good evening from Annie. And Diane K has joined us. Good morning. Mary Catherine, I can relate so much to that. I would rather get any other thing done than go to a dentist. I love the feeling once my teeth are cleaned or once the procedure's done, but man, I dread it. Claudia is starting her seeds and starters today. Good luck. It's exciting to see that happen and to watch the progress. Do you have a big garden, Claudia? Does anyone have a green stalk? And I know the Dollar Tree, but our Dollar Tree sold out of them before I got them. They have like their version, so a lot less expensive. But I would like to have one. We have a big square deck out on our deck with like some herbs in it and some, other little plants there that I can just go out the door and pick. Ooh, that's exciting, Michelle. I've grown leaf lettuce a lot and romaine, but never arugula. I'm not sure if I would use arugula enough. Any other prayer requests, please, if you want to share them, we will all welcome that. If you don't, that's fine. How warm is it where you're at, Mary Catherine? Oh. I cannot imagine how much that would cost. And there's nothing there locally, like a green stalk? It seems like it's a pretty simple concept, but the other businesses would do it too. Ah, Mama B says if you have the green stalk, you got to make sure that you water it every day, and it's great for strawberry plants too. Oh, that's a great idea. I want to plant some everbearing because it's a short strawberry season in here in Michigan unless you have the everbearing ones. Well, here's a prayer request. Claudia has one. We will definitely be praying for your granddaughter. I'm trying to put them up here so anyone watching afterwards can find the prayer request easily. If you don't want it up there, just say. But I'm trying to write them down too. So on my prayer list for the week. That really surprises me, Annie, that there's nothing like that there. Oh, it's a bummer. I didn't think Greenstock, would be such an isolated product, not available everywhere. Michelle says it's going to be 74 and sunny in the Central Valley of California today. And Michelle, it is already 74 here. The high is supposed to be 81. That's really hot for April here. Michelle posted that she worries about them drying out if she had the Greenstock. And I lived in the Central Valley, and in July, it is so hot there. It's like 100 and more. So it would dry out really fast. So you may have to water it even more than once a day. Yeah, my husband isn't happy that it's so warm here. But we had a bonfire last night and we roasted hot dogs for dinner, and it was just very relaxing. Watch the sunset, and after the long winter, it was really enjoyable. Oh, great information. I guess when you start thinking about it, it would take a lot of dirt in each one of those little pods. Is there a set number for how high you can go with them? Like, I haven't looked into buying an actual green stock. Like, does it recommend a certain amount of them? Does it come, like, is there like a base set and you can add more? Exactly, Mary Catherine. That's like how it's supposed to be here. If it was 60 right now, that would be really nice and normal. Not this. Five high. 5 high is the recommended amount. And that looks like the ones I've seen like on different videos from channels, it looks like it's pretty tall. I'm pretty short. So instead of hot coffee today, maybe I should have had iced tea. I love iced tea, but I like unsweetened iced tea. Jamie had her lunch. So you planted your tomatoes now outside. So when will you start harvesting them? It is the happiest day when you start getting those fresh tomatoes. And I love the little like grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, but you get a lot. I mean, I used to take in bowls to work to share. Oh, Mama B gets her tomatoes by July 4th. That would be nice for all those summer salads. And I hope my internet is working okay today. It was acting up a little earlier, and I don't know if too many people were on at the same time or what. Do you can tomatoes, Mama B? Canning tomatoes is my favorite thing to do. I know it's weird, but I did it with my mom for years and we would do it together. And I just love peeling the tomatoes. I did freeze some this year. I had a video on that where I took them out and I didn't then just peel the skins off. But I really like the whole process of canning tomatoes. Mm. Ah, Claudia's doing the strawberries too. Nice. There's nothing like, the strawberries that you harvest yourself compared to the ones in the store. It's in Michigan, when we get strawberries, they come quite a distance, and when you cut them open, they're white in the inside. They're not like red all the way through. When you get those fresh ones that are red all the way through, man, they're perfect. Oh, thank you so much. I didn't pressure can until like 4 years ago because my mom was afraid of it. So then that made me. But when Jim got the elk, we had so much elk meat and he asked me if I could can it. And well, I wanted to do it safely. So I studied and I watched different YouTube channels too. And I read and started pressure canning. And now it's like my favorite kind of canning to do. I like pressure canning better than water bath. I do like my steam canner that I got in August that my daughter got me for my birthday. I really like that compared to the big water bath canner. Does anyone else have a steam canner? I find it's a lot, not as heavy a water, and it doesn't make, sometimes the water bath canner like splashes out, it seems, on my stove, and that always worries me. So the steam canners seem to work really well. Jamie, I asked for it for a birthday present and she got it for me. So they're not real expensive, but sometimes you just don't want to spend that on yourself. Nope, Mama B, you're doing great and you're never too old to learn. I'm going to be 62 this year and I'm always learning new things too. Good morning, Robin. Thank you for joining us. And any prayer requests, anyone, put them up there if you want to share. If you even have silent requests, I understand. Sometimes you don't want to share everything, and that's cool. Robin, we were talking about the weather in our areas, how it's warmer up here in the Midwest, and the gardening, how we're getting our stuff started. Ooh. I have not roasted my tomatoes yet. You roast them for 48 hours, Michelle, like in an electric roaster? Or interesting. Now you've got me intrigued. Do you have a video on that? It's beautiful here too, Robin. And in fact, the farmers yesterday, all of a sudden, when I started seeing the farmers getting out with their spraying the fields and turning them over. Where are you at, Robin? Your dog is so cute in your profile picture. It's we had this warm spell, so it's going to get everyone excited. And we'll probably have cold weather and snow for really cold rain for the next month or so. North Carolina. Oh, North Carolina is beautiful. That's a beautiful state. My grandpa, my mom's dad, his birthday was June 26th. And he always said it was never warm in Michigan until his birthday. So he'd come after Memorial Day, but he would always complain about the cold weather because he had retired in Florida. Oh, Michelle does have a video on doing that. Awesome. So if you go to Big Valley Living, she has a video on roasting her tomatoes and then pressure canning them. And tomatoes can be pressure canned or water bathed. If you water bath them, you want to add some lemon juice for the acidity. Off the top of my head, I don't know if it's like a tablespoon for a quart or two. It's all in the ball books and the National Center for Home Preservation. But you need to add some acidity because the soil and the tomato plants are not as acidic as they used to be. And even my mom, I remember her adding it back in the 80s. So she always followed things by the book. Back when she was canning, most of the family would do open kettle, and she's taught me to, process, water bath everything. Good morning, Fern. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're enjoying a cup of coffee or tea or iced tea. We were saying it's pretty warm everywhere. Maybe it's iced tea. But we're all talking about what we're going to do outside today because it's going to be so nice most places. And if there's any prayer requests, add those in so we can share them and so that we can be, I pray for all the different people that comment on my channel, and I appreciate everyone. And it's the best part about YouTube is the community that you build and the friends and how we can all help each other. Oh, awesome, Mama B. She is subscribed to Michelle's channel. Yay! Jamie's being healthy. She's getting in her water for the day. Lemon balm. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds wonderful. At our local farmers market, there used to be a Mennonite family, and they've moved since to northern Michigan. And she would bring fresh tea leaves. She had like raspberry lemon. It was like raspberry leaves off a raspberry plant and the lemon balm plant. And then she had another one where it was mint leaves. And then she said it was Mennonite tea balm plant to make meadow tea. It was called meadow tea. And you would steep it. And this was a sweet tea, actually. You would put some sugar in with it. And it was the most refreshing iced tea. But I've never been able to find what the plant actually is to make the meadow tea. I know mint was a part of it. But man, if anyone knows, I would love to grow that because it was the most refreshing, wonderful summer drink. Here's a prayer request from Robin. And Robin, we will keep you in our prayers. Thank you so much for sharing. And good morning, Butler Family Farm. Thank you for joining us. We were doing prayer requests and talking about gardening. So, like I said, if anyone knows, maybe I should ask Leanne at Mennonite Farmhouse if she knows what the plant is for the Mennonite tea. She might be able to ask her mother-in-law. So since I started pressure canning, my favorite thing to do now, and it's like I do it like this time of year, is canning meat. I thought it was the craziest thing at first, but Jim asked me to do it, so I did. And oh my gosh, canned pressure canned meat is a time saver. It is so good, and I can't say enough about it. How much I enjoy having it on my shelf. I am doing great, Butler Family Farm, and I think everyone else is doing pretty good too. We're getting some prayer requests in and just enjoying some time together. You know, I firmly believe that there is power in prayer, and when multiple people pray together, it's powerful. And I also believe that you can pray, but your prayers aren't always answered exactly the way you want. God's not a genie, but he always listens. I truly believe that, and he's there standing right beside you. Yes, Mama B, it is melt in your mouth comfort food. I just did Sloppy Joe's, and yesterday for lunch it was getting late, and we were going to have a late dinner, so I opened up a jar of them, and oh my gosh, they were so good. And I don't know why, Michelle, but they weren't, the burger wasn't as soft as the first time I did them. I used venison, but I didn't break the meat down into as fine of pieces. So I'm not sure if that's what made the difference. But oh my gosh, it was a really good Sloppy Joe. I would highly recommend it. Yes, exactly, Mama B. That is truly it. Wow. Fern, how did you do all that in one day? That is amazing. Do you have more than one pressure canner? And do you can on your stove? I often think if I had like an external burner, then you could have two going at once. I only have one pressure canner though. I have my 23 quart Presto that I love because I can double stack, but sometimes I think I'd like a smaller one for when I want to do smaller batch. Stews and soups. So, Fern, what kind of soups and stews did you do? I have learned that I really enjoy having soups on my shelf. Mary Catherine, I used to always be an ingredient canner. I have my potatoes, my vegetables, my meat. I have like different condiments, which I love condiments and jams and those kind of things to like spice up your meals. But this past year, I've been doing some meals like I've done. I did Sloppy Joes before, and I did them again. I did like Chipotle chicken, so ready to go on salads or in tacos. I've done some soups, navy bean soup. I did a black bean soup back in January for Canuary, and it is amazing. I take it to work, and it's like my favorite lunch. I'm down to 2 jars, so I got to 2 more. I did butternut squash soup base because you can't puree it, so it's in chunks in the broth. But I take a jar of that to work, and I just really enjoy that. My husband likes I make a layered stew. I did it with his elk meat. I had elk and potatoes and carrots and celery and onion, and then the beef broth. And he goes out to the woods by himself to do hunting and stuff, and he loves to have a jar of that. So for convenience, I like to have some of the meals, but overall, I'm more of an ingredient canner. Oh my gosh, Fern. I kudos to you. That's amazing. Carrot soup. Well, I am intrigued by that. I want to do a cowboy soup that will have like pork sausage in it and some beef and different vegetables, including some jalapenos. That's amazing, Fern. Just wow. That's a long, long day. And it is tiring to can. I mean, by the end you're tired, but just nothing like seeing all those jars on a table or on your counter. It's just the best feeling. I think canned food is just beautiful. Yeah, Fern, I like the convenience too. And I didn't think I would like the food, the made meals like that. I didn't think that was going to be my thing, but man, I do like it. And not to say that, like one of my favorite meats is actually pork butt to can because I can make pulled pork sandwiches really quick, but also I can take it out and put it in the bottom of a casserole and add like some mushroom soup and put stuffing on top, and it's so good. There is a soup collaboration in September. They're not all canned soups though, but that's when I did my navy bean soup and I showed how to can it. Most of the other soups, I think most of them were just, soups in the crock pot or on the stove or Instapot. You can can soups, pretty much any soups, using the National Center for Home Preservation. Their method for making soup, make your own soup, can't be pureed, but if you fill half the jar half full of solids and then the rest liquid, and as long as it's something that it's been tested to be canned, you can't put like weird ingredients in. That's how I did my black bean soup. So when I first started doing meats, my brother thought it was really weird. He said to my mom, "She's canning weird stuff now. Why is she canning meat? That's just weird. I want to buy my meat fresh." So he had no clue. Person, I think it's just the best. Yes, Souptember is in September, and Leanne from Mennonite Farmhouse puts that on, and there was amazing soups. And if you haven't been to Leanne's channel, which I'm sure probably everyone has, because she's a pretty good sized channel, she has wonderful recipes and she puts on the best collabs. That's smart. That's very smart. I work full time, and those nights when you would like want to pick up takeout on your way home, or order pizza delivery, I can go down in my pantry and use my home canned stuff and have dinner together. Good morning, Katie. I'm so glad you're able to join. Thank you so much. We're just talking about gardening and canning and drinking our coffee or tea and about the beautiful weather. And if you have any prayer requests, please share them. Awesome, Claudia. I really like it too. And you can add, like, I thought it'd be good if you added corn into it too. So, I mean, it's versatile. Does anyone know of any dairy-free collaborations? I know that's a real issue for some people. Jamie, you're still here. Yay! So I know that Michelle and Angela and I have been talking about doing a collab is it July? Michelle, help me out, Michelle. And is it going to be is it going to be dairy free? It was going to be vegetable based. Help, Michelle, help. She has to leave soon, I know too. Yeah. Yeah, so this is, and I don't know what the acronym stands for. I'm so bad with acronyms, but we could make that one dairy free. You're right. I think if people love cheese and it's just a real easy thing to fall back on, but you're right. It isn't required to make a meal good. Michelle, what's WFMPB? Waiting on Michelle. Yeah, doesn't cowboy soup sound good, Claudia? I think we'll do that. And I also thought it could be the same kind of recipe that if you wanted to make it, just take a jar of soup, but then you could put it in a casserole and thicken it up some and put like biscuits on top and bake it. I always like to think of ways to use it other than just soup too. Yes, they do. You're right. Because they're so convenient. But you're right. Cream cheese, cream of chicken soup, cream of mushroom soup, shredded cheese, most of them do. I've never had plant-based jerky. I've seen videos of banana peels made to look like bacon. Do you ever use nutritional yeast? I use some nutritional yeast. I get it locally. Oh, what did I just do? Typing as fast as I can. In fact, one of the place that I get my nutritional yeast from, she seasons them up, and I just ordered a sweet onion nutritional yeast. I have a barbecue one, I have a ranch one, and then her original. Oh, that's interesting. I have not seen that anywhere. Now I'm going to go do a search when we're done. I was part of the Shelf Stable collaboration that Prepper Potpourri was putting on, and that was something that, you had to use things that were shelf stable. So cheese wasn't shelf stable, so you couldn't really use cheese much. Mary Catherine has some ideas. Flax milk. Michelle, I've never tried flax milk. Do you make it yourself or do you buy it? Michelle, did you ever put what that acronym stands for the collab in July? WFPB? Because I'm drawing a blank. There are some great collabs coming up, though. There is going to be Marmalade May. Tony at Kettle Kitchen is putting that on next month. And he also is doing Jam It Up June again this year. There is a salad collab being put on next month. And there's going to be a bean bonanza with using all dry beans recipes in May. So that will be interesting. Prepper Potpourri was organizing that one. And so there's some good collabs coming up. And collabs are fun because you can get on watching a bunch of videos at one time. And, I like it. I look forward to the next day, what's going to be showing. Currently in April, there is Angler April with fish recipes. Ooh, here's a tip. Raintree has many teas. You can check out her for herbs and plants and for medicinal and fresh teas. Yes. Yep. The salad one is going to be done by Ginger in May. So I think that I've heard some of the ideas, and there's going to be some great recipes. I can't believe it's almost May. Here it is. Whole food, plant-based is the July collab. Michelle and Angela, the Inquisitive Farm wife, and I are going to do it together because we like to hang out together. So we're going to organize that. So that's coming up in July that we're going to do that. So yeah, no cheese for that would make sense, because it's plant-based. So that's a great thing to add to that. There's some. I will tell him. I will tell him. He's done it since he was a boy, and he's good. I mean, and I'm thankful that he has that knowledge, because there's fox, coyote, raccoons, possums, muskrat. There's everything here. Well, not everything, but enough predators. Thank you, Claudia. Yeah, with biscuits. Easy, simple. I like easy and simple. Thank you for joining us, Claudia. I really appreciate it. I know I'm always finding more channels, Mary Catherine. And then I have like so many I subscribe to, but I just love watching some of them. Sometimes I want a short video and sometimes I want a longer video. Suburban Hillbilly joined us. Thank you so much. It's good having you here. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Katie, that sounds good. That sounds really good. So you'll want the Bean Bonanza in May should have a lot of vegetarian options, and then July, the plant-based one will have options too. So there should be some good collabs coming up for recipes for you. We do too. I spend my evenings watching that. Lately, he's been watching some videos on redoing axes and putting axes together, because he found an old axe head buried in our one shed, and he has redone it. That is 9 acre. Is it farm? 9 acre farm. I get the right name for it. There's been. I don't think it's homestead. I think it's 9 acre farms. It's the number 9, and yep, Jamie has it. I was going to type it in. Jamie beat me to it. Thank you. And they have a great channel. Nice people, Christian. And if you're not busy on Thursday nights, they do a game night that is interactive. That is just a blast. Suburban Hillbilly. That's funny. That's awesome. Hey, we can do a little matchmaking while we're here, right? So next time, I come on, I will show you some of the teas I'm getting Monday and everything that she's delivering to me. And I thought I would also put the link to the church service that inspired me to start doing this with the prayer request on Saturday. Because, with Natasha's cancer, sometimes I feel like, why me? Why us? And so I'll put that down. I'm not trying to push my church on anyone. Our associate pastor, I thought, did a great job. If you have time, Michelle, that would be great. I know some people are already putting 9 Acre Family Farms, thankfully. Yeah, that would be awesome if you could do that. Okay, no matchmaking. Katie's daughter's too young. But hey, you can share vegetarian recipes. Hey, Dale joined us. Thank you, Dale. We were just talking about your April Angler, and then people were asking for links for it, so we were sharing out. I have to tell you, Dale, I didn't sign up for it because fish aren't real common right now in April, in Michigan. But it warmed up, and I picked up smelt yesterday from our local fishery. They came down from the Upper Peninsula. So I'm cooking smelt tomorrow, and I'm excited. That's like a little treat. And I don't know if smelt's available everywhere. You used to be able to, in Michigan, go to any river this time of year and get literally trash cans full of smelt. You could dip that many, but it's not as common now. And there's more restrictions. Trying to bring it back, I guess. My husband said, like when the zebra mussels came into the Great Lakes, that kind of killed the smelt. Yeah, so Dale, happy belated birthday. It was Dale's birthday yesterday. Was it actually yesterday? I know that yesterday is when everyone was wishing you happy birthday. So I will put the link to my church's, that one sermon down below in the description when it goes on to Facebook. And please, before we close out, are there any prayer requests? Dale, we also said that your Thursday night game night is like a blast. Thank you, Jamie, for joining us. You have a great week. Thank you so much. I was listening to the replay of Tony's Kettle Kitchen. He does a Friday night live, but it's like late night and it's too late for this girl. So I was listening to it this morning. Here's a prayer request. Oh, Katie. I will definitely add your dad onto my prayer list. And Dale also, one of my favorite things he does on his channel is he will post devotionals, and they're awesome. He does a great job. I could listen to him forever. Yeah. Yeah, I could see you were getting pretty emotional, Dale. That was wonderful. Thank you, Mama B. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And prayers to you too. Thank you for everything. And thanks for the ideas. Now we have a better plan for July even. Here's another prayer request. Oh, I'm so sorry that you weren't able to attend. Wow, that's a wonderful donation. Anything else before Noon is approaching fast. It's amazing how fast this hour goes. But I want to be, and everyone has a lot to do on their Saturdays, so I don't want to take up all your time. Here's another an unspoken prayer request. Definitely will be adding you, Mary Catherine. Thank you very much. I've told you that before, Dale. So Michelle is putting some links down below, including the one for Leanne at Mennonite Farmhouse. She does the September. Like Dale has the April Angler one going on. Next month, there is the salad collaboration and the marmalade collaboration. And so there's a lot going on. Always new ideas. Oh, and Angela is doing a dairy month one in June, because if you don't follow Angela's channel, she has baby goats and cows and she milks them. And she does great home recipes. Thank you, Dale. There's been some great collabs, though, this past year. I've been excited to participate. Yes. Yeah, drop a link to his because he's doing the Marmalade May and Jam It Up June, too. So Tony is so good at bringing channels together. Yeah, I think she's doing it with Leanne. I don't have cows or goats, so obviously I'm not part of that one. You need to reach out to her. Hi, Beverly. Thank you for stopping in. We were just sort of wrapping things up, but if you have any prayer requests, we were adding in any people who are holding collabs the next couple of months. We were talking about the weather and the break, and hopefully no more storms like we had the past few weeks in the central part of the country. Those were pretty devastating. Ah, I love this. I do that too. That's my daughter. For part of her cancer treatment, at one point she was on steroids, and steroids make you hungry. She would watch Food Network. It was a bad thing. Well, everyone, is there anything else anyone wanted to add? We're at like the hour mark, and I'll schedule this again for in 2 weeks, and we can share our prayer requests then, or praise reports. Praise reports are great too. And thank you, everyone, so much for joining in. I truly appreciate it. And thank you for making my Saturday morning a wonderful morning. So see you all in 2 weeks. I'm going to show this one because I agree, Dale. Before I leave, I am sharing this. Oh, You're welcome, Tara and Fern. Thank you so much for joining. And everyone have a wonderful 2 weeks, and we'll see you again. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Katie. Goodbye, Michelle.